which color Valiant is the best Valiant?
I really enjoyed Lime Green Valiant of Season 1 because it was just so unique. It was so different. So I wouldn't be unhappy if they went back to their roots.
You got someone on your face, bro. It's those rose-colored glasses, man. It's those rose-colored glasses, bro. Blue Valiant clears.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely
Especially after they
clears.
lose to the London Spitfire, they're going to have to change their colors.
That's
So,
crazy.
As Zoe said, Dem's the rules. But
You going with London then? You think London?
well, actually, funnily enough, I'm actually going for the LA Valiant. I think we are overreacting to the London Spitfire win against the San Francisco Shock that just really had no idea what they were doing, how to deal with that. While, if anything, the Reinhardt style that the London Spitfire want to play is better for the Valiant because the Valiant like to play that rush with the Ramatra themselves. It allows Seeker to really hit that next level playing the hit scan.
Yesterday really was like Barbie versus Oppenheimer, like Barbie London Spitfire versus Oppenheimer San Francisco Shock, right? I mean, Proper was just serious throughout the whole thing, wanting to win, wanting to dominate, and then London Spitfire just floating along, just playing their own thing, just doing what Hadi does best. Run Ryan, run May, run Sim, TP him into the backline.
But did you just call Proper a nuclear bomb? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the stats that he's been putting up for the last, like, 2 years, Scott, yeah, I mean, might as well be.
And here's the thing as well. I'm excited because both teams know exactly what the others want to do, and that's why it's so poetic that it was a 50-50 split in chat, because everyone's just happy to be here because we're not going to see much Sombra, we're going to see a lot of Rush.
I think Hadi just said, yeah, I don't know our own strat. So that's good, because they don't know, so they don't know, so we don't know, and no one knows. So that's good. No one knows what's going on.
But if nobody knows, then we have no idea
Then who
who's going to
knows?
win. Oh my god.
It doesn't matter, because London are playing Rhine. And guess what? Valiant are going to play Ram. Oh, yeah.
Seeker onto the Sojourn. I think the major matchup to watch, obviously the tanks, Croy versus Hardy, but also Sparker versus Seeker. They are really the major damage outputs from both of these squads. And I think whoever comes out on top will probably come out on top on this, match.
Alrighty. Well, Seeker.
Oh, wow. There you go, Seeker won.
He did. Yeah, you just slide in there. Just hit him with it. Lamp goes down. Lamp is dead. Hardy in trouble. He's still swinging though. How's that mega health pack hacked? Or at least for, it was a moment ago. Not sure if it still continued, but all good. Hardy maybe gets out. Maybe. You can't let Seeker take these angles either. It's going to be a bit of an issue trying to dislodge Seeker. Maybe the Lucio gets out there, boots him down. Like you mentioned, Scott. It's all about this frontline duel. Can Hadi go in? And of course he can. Wall behind him, all good. Gets the call, and they break the middle pillar. Now they got to force their way onto the point. Valiant have control.
And Matrix for both teams.
Oh my god, Hadi dashed in. Half HP. Yeah, inadvisable. Inadvisable. Half HP, runs in. Counter window from CJ. And of course, lovely, luscious Liar picks up 2 kills.
And that's something Hardy's going to need to be careful for, because in the series against the Shock were throwing some weird looks to try and deal with it. The Valiant, they're playing pretty much strong in the front line, so if Hardy goes for these aggressive pins, puts himself out of position, he'll easily be punished just like that. And now the Valiant with a cute little positioning, jumping on top of this, I don't even know what you call this building.
There's definitely an ancient name for it.
That
a name
we
that
cannot think of.
I do not know. Annihilation for Crowy. They got Blizzard too. All the AoE. All the AoE.
And that's just done. It's already done before anything's happened.
I really like that porthole. Seriously, you just drop on them and you have to reset them. And hey, if they can get up there again, they're going to. And guess what? Nos is going to jump down. He's going to throw Blizzard at the back.
Yeah, Seeker's going to have an overclock as well to follow that up. So this is so hard for the Spitfire to just go anywhere. No one on their team can flank, apply pressure in a different angle. They really just have to walk into this trap from the Valiant. So they're just waiting. Hardy trying to step up, but
Backbone
look at his backline.
Is going on the flank. Okay, he's actually forced him down from the height. Everyone's taking a fair bit of damage. Oh, that block. That was risky. Nos does end up going down.
That's a big
No
pick.
Blizzard for the LA Valiants. But Hardy, he's got Shatter. There's no shield from Crowy. He already put it down. Is he just going to hit the solo Shatter? He's got to know Liar's got ults. Seeker's already taken down Landon. The Shatter hits the ground, but no one else follows it. The London Spitfire, they haven't got a beat really to follow it up. Not after Seeker was just lasering them through the window with that overclock. Hardy and CJ do end up trading here, and it's actually Seeker that's touching right now. Speaking of AoE, there's more of it coming out from that Dragon Strike, but with Crowy on the point and with Backbone dead, very unlikely now that Abril and Sparker are going to be able to find anything in this fight. There it is, the LA Valiants are going to be able to take the first round.
And really a prime example of what I was talking about heading into this match of, yes, the Reinhardt works when you can force the other team to play your game and sort of get a little silly, but Valiant realized we think the Ramatra composition is just better than the Reinhardt. Hardy almost not able to do anything in that first round of Ruins, but now we head over to Well. I don't think either team is going to try and play like a Rush or a Tanks, as you see both tanks actually moving over to the Winston.
I mean,
you kind of have to.
We see crazy things.
It's very hard to run around as like a Ramatra when there's a big hole in the middle of it.
Seeker calling out Hardy going 002. Dude, I'm trying my best to be nice. Sorry. Well, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you're courteous to each other.
That's true.
And you're saying sorry, you're saying please and thank yous, you can't be flamed for being toxic.
It's not about winning, it's about having a good time here in the Overwatch League. As Seeker's actually going to still play the...
Is it?
Still going to play the Ashe. Valiant coming out, actually, they're making a lot of swaps. After seeing Spitfire come out on actually the Winston Tracer Sombra, I don't think the Valiant were expecting it. Yeah. Seeker goes back to spawn, switches to the Sombra. This is Valiant saying, we end up in this Winston dive mirror, we are confident in ourselves to win that. So even though it's neither of their strengths, Valiant feels like they are better.
Oh, I thought he was just looking at a bush, but I didn't see the translocator. He was just fighting. I was like, that's a really weird spot for you to be looking around. Let's go with the translocator. Seeker's gonna have to replace it.
Spitfire first cap
too. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Backbone didn't get his taken away from him, so he TP'd back.
That's just a Valiant. Oh, good name. Having to go back, that gets both backliners. That should at least give them a little bit of space.
No, there's no follow-up there, really. I mean, you need Nos or Seeker to follow up with that. Speaking of which, goodbye, Nos.
And Landon, he's just getting kept up. And Admiral, Landon just playing really well together. Croy can't do anything, so Valiant just haven't really offered any resistance in the first 26% of this map.
You got the skill. You got the skill. All good. I mean, that was really just kind of small little dominoes there when Backbone kills the Translocator of Seeker. Seeker has to replace it. They can't make an engagement because Seeker's not there to hack or like follow up with damage. Like a very, very small, minute thing that might look unimportant for the most part actually kind of trickled into London getting the point there.
And a lot of percentage, it's still counting. Valiant are starting to come up in the ultimates, the nano boost, the EMP, but both sides are going to have these tools. So you can see London Spitfire just happy to sort of look at each other over the top of this roof, but in goes Hardy.
There's the nano. No whip shot. Oh, multiple ones to CJ. Now lies alone. Very sad, very sad. Crowy didn't get a nano in. CJ dead. Oh, good sleep.
He's gonna get staggered.
Is that stagger?
Yeah.
It is indeed, yeah. There's the nade from Landon. Oh, and goodbye Translocator again. Right next to the health pipe, that one.
As much as the first round was completely one-sided, for the Valiant, this time Spitfire firmly in control. They haven't had to use almost any ultimates so far as well. And it's last fight for the Valiant. They're going to have to pop almost everything, Jack.
I mean, this is a complete reverse of what happened last round, where like it's just Valiant shutting them out. What? What is Backbone doing?
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah,
touch the spawn door.
Actually touched the spawn. He's looking for the Translocator. I guess he spotted it in the spawn, so he can't actually shoot it because the barrier. EMP? Only hit Hardy by the looks of it. Now Seeker's trying to get in there. Get a manual hack. There's Seeker.
Back into spawn.
All the way back. Yeah, he's too scared, man. Backbone's always trying to hunt to those Translocators. I mean, it's going to take him a long time to get back in, and Hardy just popped Primal, by the way, so they didn't even get anything with the EMP. But London Spitfire definitely did. Nos and Crowy get hacked, and then Crowy can't even use Primal Rage. Nano boost on the Tracer, but there's a rally going on. I mean, Spitfire, they've lost Admiral, yes, but this is just an upwards hill fight now for the Valiant. Good bash onto Sparker, but he's got a pulse in 10. Stall time now for the LA Valiant as Hardy and Backbone are pretty low. Have to regroup in cage. So let's give enough time for Valiant maybe to cap that point, and the flip does end up coming through as Nos and Crowy rejoin the fight.
Yeah, London Spitfire, it felt like they had the man advantage, but with Liar's rally just going for that much longer, it didn't feel like they could do anything about it. As finally, the Valiant start to get some percentage here on the board. But man, I cannot believe that EMP from Seeker. He threw it in so early, then translocated it all the way back to spawn. That's how good of a job Backbone is doing on this Sombra of just shutting down everything Seeker wants to do. And that's an interesting look here for Backbone and the London Spitfire, because in the past they haven't been that good at the Sombra, and Backbone hasn't even been playing as of late, but Spitfire coming back in with the nano boost onto Hardy.
Oh, nano boost looked like he was in the bubble there, but I think his head was poking out of it. Legos landed. Hardy jumping straight back in. I mean, just an unbelievably ridiculous backline to dive. I mean, luckily the bubble there separates them both, but still Nos with the re-engage. Nice Nice play by Nos. Don't want to go too aggressive. You've got to help your backline at some point. Only Liar ends up going down, and now Valiant are up to 50%.
And Nos has been the man of the last few minutes, at least on the Tracer. He's been finding all the final blows, that opening pick onto Landon with the Pulse Bomb as well. This is what they need from him. He's going up against Spark as someone who's not known as a great Tracer player. He's solid at it, but he's not known as a great one. If he can win that advantage, that's huge for the Valiant. As 70% now for the Valiant. Seek has another EMP, CJ with another nano.
All right, where's the Transgate? That's the question. There's the EMP on the back line. Landed super healthy. He didn't even fall below 50%, yeah? 0 follow-up there. And now Crowie's in. He's in super late. Has got Primal, though, luckily. He's going to unleash it, but, I mean, the issue is here, again, no follow-up, and you're just getting farmed now for ult charge. All right, what do London Spitfire have in response? They've got an EMP of their own and a Primal Rage, but an unbelievable nade leap onto the back line. Crowie just flattens Admiral and Landon. I mean, this might just be it. I mean, Primal Rage from Hardy, Admiral and Landon are spawning at the same time, but Hardy needs to be able to touch a boop onto CJ, but doesn't quite get him in the well. This is London being flipped completely here.
Hardy's trying to stall as long as he can with this Primal Rage. Just give time for his team to come back.
Rally for Admiral, pulse for Nos, he throws it on the bubble. A perfect one from Hardy, stopping his supports from going down. Sparker dead, and that rally still going off for Admiral. A later one, remember, compared to Liar. So Liar's one just not in effect right now at all. Enables the kill onto Crowie. Hardy does get anti, but might be able to get out of here alive. Nos hounding him down, but a good nade from Landon keeps him up and are available to go back in. Nano boost onto Hardy. He's a walking forward, gets slept. As soon as he gets woken up, though, he can jump straight back in. Straight onto Liar, but no touches for the LA Valiant. Crowie not back in time, and Liar too scared of getting pulse bombed by Sparker there.
The Valiant, even though they had that great dive with the Croy Nano Boost and the anti-nade, what happened is the London Spitfire just had so many ultimates to come back. They had the Backbone EMP, Hardy used the Primal Rage perfectly to stay alive, and eventually they come back with the ultimates to close out that round. As you know, if you're the London Spitfire, that one almost fell away from you. There was no reason that round should have been that close. But now we move on to the next one, and you can justify playing a Reinhardt on this point or a Ramatra. You play Symmetra, teleport onto the point. Are either team going to opt for this one?
Ooh, Hardy switching Queen?
Queen instead of the Reinhardt.
Oh no, shouting out and then pinning with Ryan? Okay,
oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Nice little speed boost there. All right, so London Spitfire are playing Pikmin right now. Olimar and the gang, the little Pikmin just running onto the point now. Just want to stick as a group, play together. But the LA Valiant doing the complete opposite, going...
Explosive specialist.
Yeah, the explosive comp. Junk and Farah with the damage boost.
Nos is just going to shoot down the chimney for the rest of the round, just hoping people run into
Honestly, not a bad strat. Someone is going to walk into those mines eventually.
So for both of these teams, the London Spitfire, as you can see, they're anchoring down on the point. They just want to sustain and live as long as they can. While the Valiant, they're going super high damage. Sheikah does trade for Backbone. Can Liar find the res?
He's 1 HP. Oh, Liar's so low. He's getting rolled from the... just from the outside. I think it was potentially Landon shooting at him.
Still wants it, but it doesn't look like the Spitfire are going to let him have it.
Yeah, expired. Seekers come back from spawn, and it's all a waiting game now. LA Valiant need to find big value with this barrage and tire, but Nos isn't really doing that much damage, to be fair, Scott. Look, only 50% ultra.
I can't believe the chimney strat's not working, Jack.
That's great. He's not even
on
the chimney. That's why it's not working.
Seeker is back. He's going to be shooting down rockets, but every second that goes on, the Spitfire are getting percentage on the board, so they need to close out this fight as quickly as possible.
Barrage straight in the back. There it is. Ice Barrage straight on top. Seeker kills the Lamp and Sparker. Ends up making his own life on the shield of Hardy. But still, getting them off this point is so difficult, Scott. I mean, they've lost one, yes, but with Landon surviving there and popping down the window, that's so many heals. Like, good luck. Unless you have a tire or more damage, there's no chance you can land anybody there.
That's because the London Spitfire are experts at dealing with this Pharaoh. We saw the San Francisco Shock yesterday try and play the Pharaoh themselves to little avail. Spitfire just understand how to play so safe, play protected, and punish anyone who tries to go in, exactly like that Nano Pharaoh. 65% and counting, and Spitfire still have a lot of ultimates. I think Seeker's Soul falls off the edge as well, so there's no chance at a Valkyrie res either.
Do that, Soul going straight down to Tartarus, bro, where he belongs. He's getting damage boosted in this game. All right, tire available from Nos. I mean, they've got Valk, but look at the awesome London Spitfire, man. They just wait until they get on, they wall, they blizzard, they shatter, they beat. Like, it's good luck, man.
Okay, let's get spicy
here.
Here we go. Through the window.
Oh, there's the Rip Tire. Straight off the map, straight back on. Sound Barrier comes out and kills the Lamp. CJ ends up falling. Oh dearie me, they just teleported off the point, a little hoodwinks from the London Spitfire, and good luck getting back on now. There's a blizzard and a wall in front of your face. Man, the London Spitfire, they do it like nobody else. There's the shadow onto Crowley, who was primaling. There's even a window in front of him too. He manages to kill Sparker, yeah, but again, who's touching from Valiant? I mean, maybe Liar, Nos has fallen, another barrage from Seeker's coming up, even a nano for CJ. Luckily, actually, just in time, manages to get it online. Maybe that was the saving grace. Those turrets taking down Liar's HP pretty low, healed up by CJ, and now Hardy's in trouble. Eventually, the LA Valiants managed to wipe the London Spitfire, but not after a clutch nano from CJ.
Yeah, the nano, and honestly, that Croy getting that Primal Rage, knocking Sparker off of the edge was such an important play. If Sparker stayed alive, might have been too much damage for the Valiant to really get that flip, but that was such a sick TP by Sparker. They just understand this matchup so well, better than any other team in this league. But now the Spitfire, they're the ones who have to try and find their way to get back to the point. Seeker trades his life for Admiral, but if they can't find the res, I don't know if that's worth it.
Look at this F1 jet. This is Mach speed jet like floating around the map. Maybe they could have got the res, Scott, but I'm not sure they're going to even try to do it now. You need healing onto Nos is what you need.
Nice.
Maybe a little bit of damage boost. Anti's good, but nah, not good enough. There was no focus there, unfortunately. Wow, by the way, the cross maps from Backbone are just crazy on the right clicks. I mean, that's 100% for London Spitfire. And like I said, no one does it better than London on these maps.
And you said it yourself, Backbone, his accuracy from range with those icicles
It's kind of crazy.
is incredible. That is one of the reasons Spitfire used to find so much success playing the Reinhardt comps. Just playing this way and style that no other team really has any idea with how to deal with it. It's definitely by no means the best style, but if it works for you and the power of friendship gives you that buff, why not?
I don't care, man. As long as you're having fun and it works for you, get it. I mean, speaking about the accuracy, there was a kill just halfway through that last round where he double tapped the Pharah out of midair.
Yeah.
Seeker's soul, like you said, ended up falling down, and you can't res that, and it just delays even further. It's just a little bits of chip damage that you really need to look at the Pharah for, and just to make sure she can't get decent angles. I mean, look, they didn't end up taking the dub on the first map. Can it work on more? It feels like it can. It very much feels like London can play this style wherever they want. I mean, the confidence boost too, by the way, coming out of a win versus the San Francisco Shock. I mean, you're feeling so good.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, Mitch said it yesterday in the cast against the Shock. This is the London Spit. This is a great TP, by the way. Look at this tire rolling in.
Boom.
Beat nobody to be seen. And the level of coordination on that as well, because that has to be communicated. Everyone has to respond instantly, otherwise someone would have been left behind, someone would have fallen. So Spitfire, they are back to their original selves that found them so much success last season.
You can do it on a lot of these maps, man, I'm telling you. Eichenwalder, Dorado, maybe not Dorado as much. Yeah, you can, again, TP up to high ground, TP, I'm thinking about second point, you know, when you cap first. You can TP up to the high ground, you can TP to bank, then take height. There's also small, and you can even TP top right, to be fair, as well, to that high ground, but it's way harder to get it done on that map. Colosseo is a very good map for them too. I mean, map pool looking great for London currently. Eichenwalder, again, bit iffy on second, but we'll have to wait and see. London Spitfire, they just know how to make it, man. They just know how to do things different. We're going to jump to a quick break. See you in a sec. Yeah, there was Spitfire and match chat before the game started too. London Spitfire taking that first map. Oh yes, of course they're playing Ryan. Who's really surprised at this point? Scott. We're going to Icon Bottle next. I mean, honestly, just keep playing you. Just keep doing you, man. Just keep doing you. It's working. It's going to work for the rest of the season, mate.
That's an ambitious call there from you, Jack. I don't know if it'll work forever and ever, but honestly, for the London Spitfire, one of the decisions they maybe double down with the Reinhardt is, you know that there's a big patch coming in Season 6, there's a new hero, that might shake everything up, so go for as many wins as you can get while the rest of the, while this meta remains. If I'm the Los Angeles Valiant, do I look at this, recognize they're going to play Reinhardt? We saw them play Reinhardt yesterday against the Shock. Do you just play Ramatra and have confidence in yourselves? Because they had a massive difference over them in that first round of Control.
Maybe just bet on the Ramatra. Although Ramatra's, again, it's good here, but like the Winston is just dominant. Looks like they are going for the NOS on Echo for the defense. Very old school.
End of Mercy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I feel about this. The idea is great, and that's the same reason that the Shock did this. But they had little avail. I feel like the Spitfire understand very well how to play against this Pharah Mercy,
Backbone
Echo Mercy.
is goading them into peeking.
Oh yeah, of course. Backbone is the master troll.
Little life with a grip too.
Croy's just waiting
That's a
for
free 10% ult charge, baby.
Easiest blizzard of his life.
Easy, honestly. You did give CJ 10% ult charge as well.
Let's see if the Valiant can make this Echo Mercy work better. Sparker is just so accurate on this Cassidy. If he has any room to shoot, it's just so difficult. He'll just pick you out of the air. CJ's so
dead.
aggressive. How did that happen?
Backbone almost 3-tap Liar. Well, there you go.
Well,
I mean, how do you deal with that? You just can't play that far forward. I mean, London are just going to run over you. You know that's going to happen. And there's the point. That is ridiculous.
The Valiant were going for some form of like anti-nade strategy where they like nade everybody and they get purple and then you win the fight quickly, but that happened the opposite way that they wanted. Valiant just losing the first point in record time.
That's crazy. Insane stuff from London. Start us off. That was good. I mean, Sparker's on the cast too. It's going to feel a little bit worse for NOS, even though he does have the pocket. I mean, even the magnetic grenade too, if you land that onto NOS, that dude's going to sink down to the floor. And just an easy pick off for the rest of London. And also, escorting the payload as well, Scott. Not the worst for this Reinhardt. You just hold shield, you perma escort it. It's up to Valiant to really touch it and try and contest.
That is the hard thing. They're trying to build up ultimate. CJ's trying to get to the nano. Seek is so slow on this EMP because of how poor that first fight was. And even slower now that headshot and recall happens.
Yeah, has to recall. You know he's going to be hitting these. Wow. Too scared to stick around as the Echo jumps straight to the Mei. Window also being thrown down by Landon. I mean, this duplicate found absolutely nothing and they've killed Lyre already.
Oh, there's the damage. There's the kills there for the Valiant.
Nano's good.
Absolutely what they needed.
Nano's good. And that's what you're going to have to do to win some of these fights, man. It's just throw that Nano into Krawi and just all dive bomb the backline.
And now it comes down to Seeker. Start that ult cycling. Next time that the Spitfires start committing, they go onto the point. You drop the big EMP. You even have the counter to the Blizzard as well. EMP will cancel the Blizzard. We don't see it very often.
I think we've seen it once or twice, I think, in the Overwatch so far, but it can happen. That was an update. That was a patch.
I don't want Seeker to go too early. You're not in any rush here. The Spitfire aren't going to find these random-ass picks. Drops it.
3, man.
Ooh, there's the follow-up, though. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah, that's what you need. Resurrection, all good. But don't worry, though. Hardy and Backbone are pushing the point.
Hold the line.
I mean, honestly.
I'll see you, Backbone.
Oh, Seeker still gets that kill, unfortunately. I think Hardy was hacked, maybe, as he fell off the map. Oh, Backbone. He's melting in that river down there, unfortunately. I mean, not the worst thing in the world. That payload moved a fair far distance. Just got to be careful. If you're Los Angeles Valiant, don't want any shenanigans. Sparker switching over to Sim, TP high ground.
Yeah. Hack goes through.
Look, you just ignore it. It's all right. There you go. There's the TP. You're going to TP across. Teleport is dead. Thank you very much. And now they charge to point. Again, they're putting Valiant in a spot where they have to touch him. There's the solo shatter. Just absolutely gapped there. There is the resurrection from Lyre. Maybe if he can get onto Crow, he's going to be good because he has Primal Rage. But Hardy is just guarding this body, guarding this soul, refusing to let that res go through. NOS, Blizzard, thrown out from the copy. It's good enough for 2 kills on the backline, and Krawi has made his way back to the point.
Yeah, and even though the London Spitfire felt like they had control of the card, that's for sure. They're slowly losing numbers.
Okay.
And it gets so difficult here for the Spitfire because it takes them so long to close that distance, and there's so many ways that they can lose members, let Valiant charge ultimates, that the cycling just continues. Croy didn't have to use Primal Rage. CJ has another Nano. Seeker's coming up on an EMP. It's going to be so difficult for the Spitfire to really get anything done. TPing once again into the castle.
Oh, that would have
been nice.
That was close. A big right click from Sparker and then a headshot or a body shot from Backbone might have done it.
Landed so low.
Forced a lamp, forced a shift. Not great.
So they're going to have to slow down. He doesn't have the tools to be able to stay alive.
Oh, there's Landed dead. Surely. Yeah, he's getting chased by the nano boost on Krawi. The Blizzard on the point is going to stop Krawi from touching, at least for the time being. Landon obviously dying's not great for London right now.
Off.
Someone is off the point, but just the Blizzard killing Seeker. They do use Wall too. There's a lot of damage on London's side right now, especially with Huddy still being alive and Krawi super low with no heals at all. Are London going to be able to put it in? A copy? No, the counter pin from Huddy is so good. The touch from Nos couldn't go through because Huddy hit the counter pin on the duplicated Rhine. London Spitfire are going to be able to unlock the gates. And this is the best point for their comp too.
Yeah, they're in a great position now. Seeker fell at 99% to the EMP.
Yeah, and you might as well call them crypt keepers as well. They were stopping Lyre from getting those reses off.
Yeah.
Lyre couldn't dash in, get that res, because Huddy was just sitting there just swinging. So rough for Valiant.
And you said this Reinhardt composition gets better. Valiant agree, switch over to their own rush star playing the Ramatra. We saw them find an advantage here on Ruins.
Ilios, you know he's got that shatter. Oh, a 3-man shatter. Lamp does come through. There's a nice little boot there as well. Huddy just getting EMP, but don't worry. Landon's got Lamp. He's alive. He's swinging. And now Seeker, Nos, and Krawi are going to have to back up. A headshot from Sparker. Pins Krawi to the wall. Nice little block there. Stops you getting insta-pinned, but you're going to go down in just a moment. Sparker claims 2 minutes to go for London Spitfire as they move to the best point in the map for their comp.
Yeah, he's just rolling in. 2 minutes remaining. Admiral still has the sound barrier. Seeker over to the wheels. Bastion.
Nice boot.
Ah, can't get there.
Nice boot from Admiral. You saw LA Valiant was struggling to get on the right side because Backbone had lit them up with that sonic arrow, so they don't really want to walk into those arrows, and that boot from Admiral sealed the deal.
And the cost of switching your composition, so many characters so late in the game, just cost the Valiant. CJ.
Dude, that's not a C9. Well, actually, 5 alive.
According to YouTube chat, that was a C9.
That was a C9. I mean, kind of not wrong, right? 5 alive, not touching. You got booped off, but you didn't step off the point, right? So it's not a C9.
Yeah.
Actually. I'm going to actually the actually, right?
Actually. So everyone just be clear, it was a C9. Okay?
They got off the point. Look, at the end of the day, the point got capped. Well, 1 minute and 57 seconds.
If you want me to defend the C9, call it a little bit. If Seeker had switched to Tracer, he would have been able to touch the point.
Sure.
So therefore, there was an opportunity for them to touch, but they didn't.
Bro, just actually to actually.
I pushed up my glasses and I had to define it for everybody.
Crazy.
But now the Valiant, it feels like the Valiant are running into the same issue that we saw the Shock run into against Spitfire. They don't have an answer to the Reinhardt. It's just everywhere and nowhere all the time, and it's just brute force, fight after fight. Even though Valiant are getting a lot of kills, they're winning a lot of team fights, Spitfire are just coming at them so quickly, and the way that this Reinhardt style plays is so objective focused that they're always pushing the progress of the cart. They're always getting more objective time. Let's see if Seekers goes over to the Farah and have more success than he did on Lighthouse.
I don't know, man. Backbone, Sparker, so accurate enough. They might be able to pay Seeker a little visit.
Not only that, but Landon on the Baptiste is underrated for this team. His Baptiste is so accurate, does so much damage. That was a cute little, would you see that wall pin there from Hardy and Backbone? Dude, these guys
know all the text, seriously.
These guys are in sync.
That's what you love about the London team. They've out-rotated themselves by the looks of it, but Krawi's dead. Just isolation kills, nice lamp. Saves him from getting 2 hits, but look at this out. Yeah, the aim there from Lamp is just too good, but CJ picks him out of the air as he's using his Exo boots to get some more height. 1, 2, and 3.
Now Croy's going to the Orisa. They have stolen the Krusty handbook.
Moment. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they saw from the match yesterday that the Shock played and were like, yeah, let's do the same thing.
He's swapping again. What's Crowy going? Okay, they've gone Winston now. All right, Crowy, Winston.
Okay, let's see how the Winston works better. I think it's going to be difficult to really do anything. And Croy just doesn't really have any idea of what hero he wants to play. Seeker's not finding enough value on this Pharah. He's doing damage, but what happens is him and the Mercy are playing behind the Spitfire. And Spitfire, as soon as CJ starts stepping up, they can isolate him. So CJ either doesn't step up or he gets punished.
Good lamp though, good enough to save him.
Oh, there's a first pick, that's important.
4v5. Still can't count London out just yet. 2 people on the payload. 2 ticks for Spitfire. Also for Valiant, sorry. There's the barrage on high ground, but they just, they just walk away from that one. That's a classic.
Point.
There's the window. Oh, no point. Oh, no touch. Are you kidding me? No, London!
Yeah, there's got to be some C9s in chat.
Yeah, after this fight finished, you know they're typing C9. They hit an enter. Seeker about to enter mid-air. They're still getting kills there, which is kind of nice. And I'm going to be honest with you, they could probably hold forward here. Yeah. With 2 kills like this on both the DPS, 3 in fact for Sparker, I mean, you're holding forward for sure.
Because it's so hard for Valiant to get out these doors.
Yeah, good luck breaking this.
Yeah, because you can only go out through like these 2 small doors, and Hardy's going to hold one, Backbone's going to hold the other. Croy is out, Seeker over to the Bastion just to put out a ton of damage, apply pressure, realizes he can't play the Pharah if he can't get out the doors.
All the information in the world from that Sonic Arrow. The shatter.
Spawn shatter.
Are you kidding me? You're shattering in the spawn. Hardy completely unfazed, as always, of what just went down. I mean, you can also let the Winston tickle him too. He's not really worried about that whatsoever. The high ground control for Seeker. Good beam onto Landon. Okay, that was what they needed. Just get up into the bar. Hardy can't touch him. But I mean, they're still killing him. I mean, Backbone's just up there on his own. Set up a little ice fortress.
Yeah, the advantage that you have if you're the Valiant is trading is effective here for them. They don't have land and they don't have Sparker. You would assume the Spitfire are going to disengage at this point, but it looks like they kind of want to hold. Is Admiral going to drop the sound barrier to hold? No, he goes down as well.
Bro just dropped the Blizzard on high ground. Like, what is this? I mean, honestly, you take that to the Valiant. Honestly, you take the Blizzard at him, but to be fair, who's that Blizzard really here?
It doesn't do anything, yeah.
It's a big ult normally, but against the Valiant comp, who all have mobility tools apart from CJ, who's probably sitting in the background.
Backbone was switching, that's why he dropped it. You know, he's going Sombra. You know, maybe that's the excuse
honestly.
He's using to the rest of his team. But the Sombra is effective here. You can hack the Echo out, you can hack the Mercy.
There's Nano Boost on Crowy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, almost an Ajax. There's the dupe onto Lucio. Seeker Lucio moment. Okay, 3 beats. Sparker's already dead. She needs to make sure damage though. Lucio, one of the slowest characters to charge ult in the game. Nice boot. Oh, headshots coming through as well for Seeker. Beat 1%. There's the sound barrier. Oh,
it instantly wears off as well, unfortunately.
Instantly goes away and even gets taken out straight away. As soon as he went out of that dupe, in fact. And now they're just going to hold this castle.
And
Resurrection's good.
Is why you don't duplicate Lucio most of the time, because it's very hard to find that value. But obviously he did it in desperation, just needed to stay alive. But it's this looks so frustrating to play against.
He's going to pin him. Oh, he's going to shatter.
The Reinhardt is not a great pick, but it's just Spitfire so well trained and executed in this composition. They understand what their win conditions are. Valiant just don't really have an answer to what they're facing.
Light switched over to Kiri. I mean, maybe Kiri TP to Seeker, maybe he finds an additional angle. All I can think about right now. I mean, Hardy will shatter the spawn doors.
He will. He's done it before and he'll do it again, even though it didn't do anything last time.
Yeah, well, you know, sending a message.
Oh, big nade.
Big nade. Oh, okay. Actually forces them to back up. There was someone on the point too. I believe it was Seeker touching. So London Spitfire couldn't really hang around there for too long.
And you need to send at least 2 people, so you don't want to weaken both sides.
All right. Oh, Seeker gets found out. No EMP. No danger of an EMP going on there. Seeker does end up falling. Crowy jumps in with Nano. Lamp goes down for Landon. He's still got Exo Boost, can get to high ground, but he's so low. No regenerative burst either, so he ends up falling over. And there you go. The spawn holder's been cracked for the 2nd time. And 45 seconds to go, Scott. This is looking real rough for Valiant right now.
And Spitfire, they have the ultimates, they have an EMP, they have the sound barrier. Hardy has the shatter. I don't know what he's going to shatter. Probably spawn again at some point. But
honestly, you just hit a one-man hit. You just hit Crowley.
If you can shatter Crowley, that's 100% worth it, especially if you can take him down before he gets the primal rage off.
Shadow into a hack, potentially.
We've seen CJ.
I mean, they're rapping on height, mate. They're actually just rapping on height. Lies hacks. Sparker takes him out. There's the EMP. It's good. And the Shadow hits two of them because they can't use their movement abilities. EMP straight into the Shadow. It's feeling like a solo queue game. And oh boy, is it juicy. LA Valiant, they're going to have to touch. I'm not sure. No, I mean, it's just CJ. He teleports over the wall to Liar. I mean, he got landed. Great, great. Where's the touches? They aren't there. The London Spitfire with a 2-0 lead over the LA Valiant. Just their comp, undeniably a London Spitfire comp, but undeniably annoying to deal with. The Valiant just can't find swaps to deal with it. Like Orisa, JQ, they swapped to Ram. Okay, we swapped to Kiri and the Sombra to get touched to force them to relocate, but it's like, London is just wheeling down this time because of the amount of spawn holes they're going for.
And this has been something that has been common throughout the history of Overwatch. When you have a specific team that plays a specific style that is so unorthodox that any other opposition team doesn't really have a great understanding of how to deal with it. No one else plays Reinhardt Symmetra or the composition that London are playing anywhere, especially not on Eichenwald. So what this does is the London Spitfire, they have played against Winston Sombra comps, they have played against Dive, they know how to deal with the Pharah, they understand what their win conditions are against all of these styles, while everyone else is trying to adjust. Well, great boop. Everyone else is trying to adjust around and playing things that they have not practiced against the London Spitfire. This is, been common, the 2019 Shanghai Dragons when they decided to play Pharah against Goats. That was the same advantage that they had because no one knew how to beat the Pharah and they were just so much better at playing against Goats with it.
Yeah, and you're going into Scrim saying, oh, can you play this Ryan Sim May against us because we need practice because maybe we've got London coming up, right? But no other team is playing it like London does.
At the same level, cannot execute it, understand the win conditions. Hardy does things no one else can do. Backbone's accuracy is better than anyone else can do. Sparker Cassidy, top tier every single time. It's such a curveball and it's so hard to deal with, Jack.
I mean, these games, seriously, cinema, for real.
Yeah.
We're going to jump to a break. See you in a bit. It's going to be a good one. You are currently in the cinema. You're in the middle row, middle seat. You're witnessing greatness, 4K, IMAX. And this is one of the parts of greatness right here. Mr. Sparker on the Hanzo in that game on Eichenwalde. Low death, decent damage, decent limbs, final blows. Most of the time, he was just picking at Seeker, picking at CJ, just making sure they couldn't do anything on that Pharah.
Oppenheimer, Barbie, Sparkle.
I already made that joke, Scott.
All of the greatest movies of this year are happening. You can see all three of them right now.
This weekend has been crazy.
It has been crazy.
For games.
Honestly, the matches, you can't ask for any better.
Yeah.
Everyone's excited to see this resurgence from the London Spitfire, and Sauna coming in for Sparker. Maybe this is them showing that they're going to do something different on this map, because we spoke about it when we were talking about the map pool. Dorado is difficult to play Reinhardt.
It really is. We said, like, you can go to second, like, you can TP high ground, like, left or right. You can, like, TP to the bank and then wrap. But, like, it is difficult. Like, you're going to get torn apart. There's Pharah, Echo, and, like, Eichenwalde, where you can control high ground. Echo and Pharah have, like, decent damage from, like, range and stuff. But then there's Dorado, where yeah, there's high grounds everywhere. So I'm curious on what Sauna's going to play here. Would it make a lot of sense just having on Tracer, potentially, and then Backbone? Again, it's kind of hard. I'm imagining we're going to a Tracer Sombra, Winston for the London Spitfire. I mean, hey, you're 2-0 up, right? So in theory, you have maps to give.
Yeah,
Colosseo is going to be the map after this if the Vegas end up winning. So you can play Ryan, new Ryan comp there.
Yeah, and you can play, like, there's lots of different maps. I believe they go to Antarctic Peninsula for map 5 as well, another map where they can play the Reinhardt. So you are, you know, the coach like Christopher, as the head coach, you can be like, oh, we can give this one away if we really need to.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm really excited to see Sauna come into this team. He hasn't found that much success since the trade.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time seeing him in. Unfortunately, by the way, we are in a brief tech pause, so we will be jumping to a quick break. Someone had to reset their PC, so they're just booting that back up. They're going to put a fresh hamster in the cage and then just make sure that reel is spinning. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We've got Dorado coming up next. Everybody, welcome back. Sorry, we are still in a brief pause, but we're going to talk about a few things before we jump back in. Laya actually lost power, by the way, to his whole house, so hopefully he's going to get it back in just a moment. But Admiral is someone we wanted to talk about coming into this next one. We are going on to Dorado as soon as we get back from the pause, Scott.
Yeah, we're going to head over to Dorado, but we want to talk about Admiral on the Lucio on Eigenwalder. Admiral is kind of a silent assassin for this London Spitfire team. Lucio definitely feels like one of his best heroes, but the way that he understands how to play, Lucio, moving your team around, he really enables Hardy to be chatty, right? Like, he is that important piece that moves him around, always following him up. And you look at the stats, they don't lie. It's very hard to not die as a Lucio in these type of compositions, especially when you're playing against the Pharah and Echo. So Admiral doing a great job. Yeah, you get picked off so easily if you make a small misstep, and you need it if you're the Rheincom. Like, Admiral is a key component to the team. Yeah, decent stuff from this last one. I mean, as well, not only just like sound barriers and stuff, but like booping even Krawi away from the back line. Like booping Nos when he goes for a TP, or like, no, sorry, not a TP, like a copy like we saw here. Nos transforms into Ryan, gets booped off the map. Like, just these small things that sometimes you don't always see from Lucio. And it's like main supports, man. Like, sometimes they're a little bit invisible, but your job is so important. What do you mean we're invisible? Okay, main support is a super important role that everyone needs to keep an eye on and are incredibly impactful. But you are right, it is sometimes hard to see that value in the server when you have like spectators and there's so much going on. But main supports really are the crux of it. Admiral's supposed to have great calls as well. Main support players are usually callers because, as you said, they're not the most mechanically intensive, but they have the ability to change the flow of the game. And I think that's something that London Spitfire really lean into when they play these Reinhardt compositions. Change the flow of the game to enable your team to catch the other team off guard. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Laya was also shown up pretty big the other day. Exactly. I mean, in that map 5 banger against the Gladiators, right? Like, he showed up huge, and that was a point in time where you're like, okay, Laya just filled the kill feed as Lucio. They're going to win this fight, and they win the series off the back of it. So, yeah, it's definitely a role that, when it comes to like Ryan comps and stuff like that, it's a little bit more invisible. You're not permanently on the kill feed, but it's just the small micro things that you're doing just to make sure your team is like staying alive, hitting good beats, hitting good boobs and stuff like that. And like Admiral and Laya, it's actually a pretty decent head-to-head, honestly. Yeah, both of these guys have really been starting to make their names. Neither of them are, known as like the top echelon that we have in the Overwatch League as main supports, but you see them time and time again, filling that kill feed, making those important plays, and that's really what you need. And I also wanted to hit Landon as well, another backliner for the London Spitfire, because I talked to him about him a little bit on Eigenwalder, but he is so strong at this Baptiste. The amount of damage that he puts out, his timing on his lamps and his, regenerative burst as well. The timing of all that can be very difficult because if you use it at the wrong time, all of a sudden the rest of your team becomes exposed. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, the BAP too, like you've only got 2 abilities to help yourself survive and help the rest of the team survive. And Valiant did a decent job at trying to stop him from getting free value on the BAP by just existing, by throwing Krawi and getting nanoed and throwing him, just trying to make sure he uses his shift, uses his lamp like super early on. Let's look at Backbone's May stats. I mean, why not? We're still in the break, unfortunately. Still waiting for Lara to get back to his PC, or not get back to his PC, get back from the junction box down the road. He's gonna, unplug the whole thing. He's gonna rewire everything, and then his house will have power again. But I'm in. I'm in. Hackermans, I'm in. Yeah, and Backbone May, we talked about it already in this series, because he hasn't been playing ever since the Tracer Sombra. His Sombra, honestly, just gonna call a spade, his Sombra wasn't very good in the spring stage. And it's one of the reasons that I think the London Spitfire as a whole are moving away from this dive style, because he was struggling. So they go back to something, oh my God, my face. Jesus! That is not exactly what I wanted in my life, and that will haunt me in my dreams. But hey, at least he's a great May player, which will also haunt me in my dreams. / nightmares. Okay. Well, whatever that was, the game's ready. Thank God. Laya has rewired his entire apartment. So, yeah, he's providing free power to him in the neighborhood from here on out. Yeah, take that, electrical company. Dorado up next. We're getting in. All right, London Spitfire. They made a sub in the break. Sauna for the team, which means probably a little Backbone Sombra, a little Sauna on the Tracer, you'd imagine. Even though you just called them out for that. That's crazy. I would imagine. Yeah, I did just say that. That's crazy that you're just repeating things that I said louder. Tracer and Sombra is likely to be played. It's such a high ground orientated map. It's so difficult to play anything where you are stuck on the low ground, the Mei, the Symmetra, as much as you can TP around in a similar style to Eichenwalder, it's just so open, it's so difficult. And Pharah, I think, actually gets more value on this map than it would on Eichenwalder. So,
oh yeah,
we'll see if that's what they decide to go for.
Look, okay, I wanna point something out what's going on right now.
Okay.
In the chat. Hardy is giving away strats. But it's like I'm going to do this, guys, and then they're like, they're not going to do that, that's a troll, and then you actually do it, and they're like, wait, they're just telling us what they're going to do.
It's Hardy, of course he's going to play Ryan.
That's crazy. He was like, no, we're not going to play Ryan, but yes, we're going to TP. And they're like, okay, are you seriously?
Yeah, yeah, no lies.
Mind games.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. Let's have a look at Valiant, though. Defense playing Seeker on the Ashe, like this a lot. And we lie on the brig.
I would expect this Ashe to be sort of hedging their bets against the Reinhardt. If they did come out on the Reinhardt, they have the Dynamite, they have the consistent damage from range. But Spitfire are actually going to come out on the Winston, the Sombra, and the Tracer, as you successfully said, Jack.
Yep. Well, we both said it.
Well, no.
I said it first, then you repeated it, then I repeated you.
I said it first, then you repeated
said it first,
me.
I repeated it, and then you repeated it,
and then I repeated it. Yeah, you tried to take credit for the first person who said it. I'm just okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Nice boot. Nice move from the coach coming from Seeker. It's just a slow slugfest. I mean, the benefit of the Ashe here as well, Scott, is that you have a ton of range, but like you're dynamiting people on these corners, and it's so annoying to deal with Diana in the brig. Both Tracers do end up dying though, and there's the one-shot headshot from Seeker.
And that's something that Sauna's going to have to be careful of. Seeker on the Ashe, if he hits that headshot, it's a one-shot. So that's so much damage that they're going to have to respect. Spitfire should be able to find an effective dive. They have the Sombra and the Tracer. If they can get on top of Seeker as a team, then he should fall. You can see Valiant willing to concede positioning, willing to give it to the London Spitfire just to put Seeker in a more defensive position.
Yeah, CJ's super far at the back too. A lot of free damage to the Ana. Not damage that can be understated either. It's a fair amount, especially if you're hitting those squishies, can really aid in the dive. Nice nade, hit Admiral shields. Now landed with the nano in 20. Just pumping Hardy full of heals. Rowie not getting the same treatment.
It's a lot of damage coming out from Seeker. They are coming up to the nano boost. Backbone's almost at the EMP as well. That's what both teams are waiting for.
Yeah, Kalo's moved a fair distance though, but here is the ults. Nano, Pulse.
Oh, wide.
Wow, that pulse.
Oh, wow!
It's still got Landon? Really? Wow, that looked like a miss by a mile, but hey, you take bomb available in a couple of percentage points at least. Yeah, okay, so they don't want to go, they know Landon's there, they're just trying to make picks.
Hardy primaled as well.
Yeah, Hardy primaling.
That's the nano boost and the primal rage there for Hardy. That's going to be problematic moving forward because now, if you're Hardy, how do you enter into the fight? You don't have the sustainability of the nano boost, you don't have the primal rage to give yourself more health. So it's going to be on Backbone to find an effective EMP that enables Hardy to get in. But as I said earlier, Jack, Backbone Sombra, finding those EMPs has been a struggle so far for him this season.
Yeah, he's got to hit Lie here. You've got to Lie it and then instantly collapse. You stop that rally from going on.
But if you don't deal with Seeker on this high ground, as soon as that EMP goes down, he's going to drop the bomb. He's going to be pumping out damage.
It's true. It's a tough call. Which one do you want to go for? Right, they know Backbone is lurking currently. Oh, there's the EMP. It did hit Lion, but instantly hits Rally. He got it off on the frame. That EMP came in. Postball on the floor, and then Seeker's Bob is going to do the dirty work, I think.
Yeah, and Hardy just doesn't have the sustainability like we talked about. Both teams popping the Rally and Spitfire. 1 minute remaining, Jack, and they are out of ultimates.
Out of ults, out of time, and out of Rhine, sadly. You can't play the Rhine on this map. We already talked about it, man.
Maybe they should have tried, because right now this dive is just not looking anywhere up to snuff.
I mean, hear me out, right? Look at the bottom of the screen right now, right? You go up there, you TP onto that little ledge, you drop over, then you run point, right? Tough though, tough. Give me that.
Kroy still has his primal rage. Nos with a pulse bomb. He found value last time somehow, but let's see if Spitfire can come up with some magic. Hardy trying to take some space, but as I said, he needs to be careful.
Oh, space not taken. What a pulse too on the bubble, so it didn't wake Hardy. Just trade it with his life, but with Hardy dead, like what? Admiral touches, great. Gonna deal with primal rage. It's gonna be so mad. It's gonna be so mad to get back into this. I mean, yeah, look at that. I don't think there's much that needs to be said, to be honest with you. Yeah. There's just too many ults. There's too many people on the point for the Valiants. Oh, first hold for LA Valiant, and honestly, this is where the point that you get back into the series, right? You are in a situation where, yes, London Spitfire are on match point, and you are going to more favored maps for Reinhardt, but you got to keep on fighting.
Liar saying what everyone's thinking. Stick to Rush.
Yeah, stick to Rush.
Disrespect here in chat, but honestly, he might not be wrong because the London Spitfire dive just not really coming up with anything, unable to find even the first point. You know I love you. See, now Liar's backtracking. Yeah. You know, he's like, maybe that was a little mean.
Hate is a strong word. You're my enemy now. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, maybe they'll become friends as soon as this this match ends. Don't hate, only love. So true.
If you're the Spitfire, do you play Rush on defense? Because Dorado is
honestly, yes,
a hard point to fight. If you're the Spitfire, you can hold close, similar to Ike.
Well, they're not gonna.
Sad. So they are going to stick to the Tracer Sombra, but maybe without Sparker in the lineup, that sort of limits their ability to do it. Sorna's a flexible player, but Sparker's hit scan, his Hanzo, his Cassidy are really an integral piece of that composition.
I have no enemies. I've read all of Vinland's. Lai was trying to convince me and Connor the other day that he wasn't a weeb. And he was like, because Connor's like, Avast this is, he's like, I hate anime. I hate it.
Of course he does.
So
much. Hates fun.
And then Lai was like, yeah, I'm not much of a weeb. And he was trying to pin the blame on everybody else on the rest of the team. He's like, nah, Crowie's the biggest weeb. Crowie actually got me into anime. He's like trying to sling the blame. I'm like, you know, it's okay to say that you like it, all right? It's okay.
No, Liar is he's gonna stand strong and stand by his morals.
Well, no morals for London Spitfire, sadly. No Ryan. It feels like maybe they should have done, because this close hold, it might be harder to break if you're the Ryan comp, but then you only need one like nano barrage, right, from the LA Valley, or like a good EMP. So going with a little bit more neutral fight here for the London Spitfire, probably better off for them.
Yeah, and you can hope, you know, defense is a lot easier for this composition. You don't have to be taking as much of an initiative. You don't have to be as proactive. You can play reactive and have the advantage of your own dives. Both teams really jostling for position, trying to get some ultimate charge up, landing 80% to the nano. CJ's lagging behind, only at 57%.
Backbone is just walking towards Crowie there.
Backbone EMP is actually going to come up really quick here for the Spitfire.
That's a lip level EMP in terms of charge. 95% already, or 93, wow.
Let's see if he can find the value this
time. They're conceding space, Scott, a lot, but you kind of have to in a way, because Sombra EMP, especially if you're going forward, it's pretty tough to actually land it on multiple people.
They also want to bait the Valiant in. Bait them in just a little bit. Maybe their backline walks too far forward, Croy jumps in trying to take space, then you can EMP him.
Oh, there it is, there's the EMP. Bait, hook, line, and sinker.
I only found Seeker, so it's not the worst thing in the world if you're the Valiant. Doesn't feel like any more trades are going to come through.
Someone's good to back up.
Yeah, he has a pulse bomb.
That's got pulse, which is great news. Bad news for Liar if it lands. I mean, you really do have to be perfect, but 2 minutes down already, Scott. Oh, there's the pulse. Floor pulse. Floor pulses are just built different.
The new meta.
New meta. Hit him on the floor, man. Honestly, worked out.
Just hope people jump on them like eggs,
yeah,
as Brent
exactly.
likes to say. There is going to be a window here where Seeker has the EMP and Admiral is not up to this rally. So if they can find that timing, find that window, it could be important for the Valiant.
Oh, big discovery here.
Backbone's going to try and charge this up this EMP as well. He's going to try and get some poke damage, so he's probably anticipating a moment. Where is he? There he goes.
There he is.
They found him.
Trouble, yeah. Screaming for help. Help me,
Didn't
help.
Get
it. No help. EMP for Seeker now. That's a bad loss. There's the EMP. Follow up onto Abril. I mean, Crowie slept that whole time. The Winston couldn't follow up on that. And now Hardy playing goalkeeper for Abril and Landon. Seeker dead. 1 minute and 17 seconds to go in a very winnable situation right now for the London Spitfire. LA Valiant do not have the Primaration, no Nano, no EMP, but they got a Pulse and a Rally. Can they get this Pulse landed on the backline? Abril's playing fairly far up. Rally's going to come out. A stick onto Hattie is good.
Too much damage.
And a Pulse bomb? No, from Sauna. It ends up hitting Liar's shield. The anti-nade's good, but now Nos is just hounding down. Backbone trying to hit the recall. A couple of meters, and that'll be it. Map number 4 is on the cards for London Spitfire and the LA Valiant. Going to Colosseo. Not the best map for London Spitfire there, and LA Valiant really proved that.
And exactly as we said, London Spitfire definitely not that comfortable playing the Winston Tracer Sombra, but thinking that they have to do it. Valiant not great at it themselves, but they have a little bit more coordination, able to make it look that much better here against the London Spitfire. But it's more about the maps that we're moving onto for this series. We go over to Colosseo, and then if the Valiant are able to close out that one, then we go on to Antarctic Peninsula. Both maps that we could see teams play the Reinhardt or the Ramatra.
Oh my. That was a very nice shot. A legit quickscope there.
Yeah.
Onto the head of the Tracer.
How did this happen?
Oh, he just actually sat on it like an egg.
He
like
threw a nade at
actually,
it.
boom, boom. You were a goose.
Throwing it at like holy water on the ground.
Yeah. Please. He's hoping that the grenade explodes and just fizzles with the circuits inside inside the pulse bomb.
Only Lion can do that. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Colosseo's the map up next. Antarctic Peninsula too, Scott. A pretty decent map for this rush. How are the LA Valiant really going to come back on Colosseo? Because this is one of the maps that London really made a name for themselves. Well, a name for themselves again on the rush comp. Like one of the maps where they were like, well, you guys are playing dive. We can play this rush. We can TP into the backline. We can TP onto the high ground. The Symmetra is very useful in these long sight lines where you can't really close the space with big cooldowns like the leap or Tracer like blinking in. You can just teleport onto people. So I would imagine we're going to see a sub again. Sauna coming out and them just reuniting with Sparker. Colosseo could be the final map for London Spitfire. Valiant want to take it all the way to map number 5. So you had some crazy bangers over the last couple of days. I want to keep it going. We're going to jump to a break. Don't go anywhere. Back after this. Welcome back, LA Valiant taking Dorado. We're going to a map number 4 now. Your screen, beautiful faces. Crowie is head-to-head with the Hardy a minute ago, and he was coming out on top, and yeah, 0 deaths. That's how much he was kind of dominating on Dorado. Very quick map though, Dorado getting held on first.
Yeah, Crowie. Honestly, he's made leaps and bounds on this Winston over throughout the season. You can really see the improvement of being able to scrim against top-tier Overwatch League teams and players. He's just really able to find his stride, understand his limitations. Obviously struggled a little bit against some of these top teams, but against a team like the London Spitfire, looking right at home.
Oh yeah, right at home. And we speak about it all the time, but even after their first win with the LA Valiant, like, they're tenacity and they just want to go hard every single game. They want to get in there, they want to have fun, mess around a little bit, but also just start bringing the pain, bringing the heat. Spark is coming back in, Scott. So yeah, like we kind of predicted there. Probably going to play Sim and May and Rush. Or Rush, please.
And Colosseo is, as you said, Jack, a map where you can play that Reinhardt, where you can really optimize your positioning. I talked about the Reinhardt composition, how you are very objective focused. London play that objective on push better than almost anybody because they know where the fights are, they know where the pain points are for the composition, but also where they can take their advantages. Like, how many times have we seen teams contest from the high ground, holding that bot just for that little bit longer? Reinhardt is exceptional at doing that because he has a big shield, he can contest from a long distance. So if Hardy can find his opportunities to utilize that, it could be big. But the big question I have, I'm going to pose it again, Jack. Are the Valiant going to play Ramatra?
Yeah, I love my shit.
They're just
like, oh, we're going to play this comp, by the way. So, all right, okay. Like, we'd scream, so. You remember this comp, son? Remember this? Remember this time that I played this comp?
Yeah, I'll play Junkrat again. Try the chimney strat. Maybe no chimneys on this map.
There's no chimneys on this map, man.
You can't play Junkrat then.
Oh, man, no chimneys. It's not like the chimney really worked out for him in the end, anyway.
It could have, though. It's not about if it did. It could have.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, bro.
Yeah.
All right, what are we saying? What are we talking? I don't think Hardy's... Well, actually, Queen?
No, he's going to shout out like he did last time. Pin.
There we go. No Sim, though. It's going to go with the Hanzo. A bit more consistent damage. No TPs, which is going to kind of suck. But, I mean, the consistent damage from Hanzo and also the one pick potential is kind of crazy. And what are they going to do? Yeah, they're going to wrap you up like a little present on your backline.
Wrap you up like a present. We'll see if that pays off for them. I think the Spitfire were anticipating the Ramatra to come out. You don't want to play a Symmetra against the Ramatra. You'd rather have that long-range damage and that pressure of the Hanzo. So good reads from both sides, and expect to be here for a little bit, Jack. There's going to be a lot of poking and prodding. Both teams trying to find any opportunity or any window to go in. Oh, there you go.
I was about to say, the stall will commence. Seeker taking out Sparker, taking out Seeker. This is what you need. Just this start off, like, where's the damage now?
Yeah.
For the Valiant, there really isn't much. I mean, maybe you land a couple of headshots with the icicles, but Sojourn really the main damage dealer. Oh my god, how he didn't get pinned there. It didn't matter. How he just swings through Lamb, swings through your whole family tree line, honestly. Scott!
We got booped away. I think he wanted to stall the point for just a little bit, but Hardy gonna play the smart style. With the bot moving, he wants to hold close. He doesn't want to stand on the point.
I mean, again, how do you really push up against this, right? You have to dislodge Hardy, and then you have to get to the bot. The bot is going to get so much more free space. Plus, yeah, if Sparker lands another log, great. But even then, you could just wall them off this point too. Like, this is such an odd, well, it's a frustrating situation for Valiant to be in. The window's been dropped already, and Seeker's already dead to some storm arrows.
I don't really understand why the Valiant dropped. Why is Crory playing from this low ground? Oh, because the backline of the Spitfire, can they play under the bridge exactly like this, spam for free, and Crory just doesn't really have any legs to stand on, and this is going to be the bot being pushed under the bridge, which is an important checkpoint. They even might get the actual checkpoint as well with CJ going down so late.
Okay, I'm gonna break it to you.
Okay.
They're gonna get checkpoint. They have Shatter Blizzard Dragons. Like, you're not getting past them.
I mean, maybe not 50% to another Amp Matrix as well.
He was doing damage.
Yeah.
There you go. Checkpoint unlocked. All right, London.
That's theirs.
Dragon Strike to count the enemy window. No one randomly dies. All good. Seen far too many of those random deaths. Nos on the point. Okay, they have a Blizzard of their own, and Amble takes a body shot.
A proper.
They do, and they do end up seeing the bot. Can Hattie actually contest? Yes, they're going to contest it from high ground, and Seeker and Nos are already dead.
Oh no. That was so unfortunate for Nos. He went for the flank blizzard and he accidentally tossed it into the wall, the corner of the wall.
That's twice that's happened.
Yeah,
I think Proper
as I said,
did that
it's
too.
called the Proper from these days. You know, we gotta bring him back down to earth a little bit.
What are you saying?
No,
Bro's trying to make
he's got every accolade under the sun. We need to bring him back down to earth. It's now called the Proper. I'm patenting it or something.
He's coining it right now. He's live on stream. He's coining the Proper, okay.
But the Spitfire do still have the bot moving, and that was a big ult. The Blizzard out of the way. Croy does have the Annihilation, should give them some level of aggression.
That window is very far forward for Landon. Little ambitious. There is a lot of AoE happening. Annihilation, there's a Blizzard. Hardy is just protecting the rest of his team with his giant shield. And, well, it's up to the team to clear up the rest. Oh my god, I mean, London. Is this really going to be a completion with 0 meters for Valiant?
At this rate, it is going to be. Seeker does get Sparker, but then trades his own life.
Ult, Scott.
Yeah.
London Spitfire have Sound Barrier. They also have Dragons. How do you come back from this?
And Lyre gets picked later. We have, you know, Landon just charging up even more ult charge. I can't believe Admiral was able to hold on to this Sound Barrier. There's only one final blow so far in this map to the Valiant.
A single kill. All right.
London are chilling here as well. They don't really have to do all.
Oh,
he got caught.
Yeah, that was a nice call and an arrow there on Admiral. And he's glowing the rest of his team up as well with that Sonic being in them. Okay, there you go. Comeback starts now. Hardy going for the random pin. Landon still kills CJ, by the way. Is he going to kill more?
He's so sick at Baptiste. I have to say it again. But at least the Valiant find themselves a fight win. Admiral just getting caught at the tail end of that rotation.
They're going to get forward spawns. They might even, yeah, they're not even going to get a single meter, I don't think, because London are going to be there.
And London don't want to let them get it to the middle because they then lose their forward spawn. In an ideal world, they can hold on to that one in case they do lose any members.
Nos is chilling around the corner. There's the window. A May wall up for offensive purposes, trying to stop Hardy. That tracks.
That was an ultimate from CJ that didn't really come to anything other than a little bit of positioning.
There's Blizzard in the small room. Hardy trying to charge out, and he gets one! He gets Nos! He charges out of the Blizzard and takes Nos with him.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh, the LA Valiant. They got 1.6 meters. Shatter available from Hardy. Doesn't even need it. No, he didn't need that. Oh, it's just pain added to the torture. Oh dear, straight up on the wall too. Hey, we're back.
It's so seamless, the way these guys play the Reinhardt composition. Hardy, without even breaking a step, gets onto that wall, gets onto the high ground, and now they're once again in position against the Valiant. Admiral still has his sound barrier as well, Jack.
Yeah, he does. And they've got Blizzard too. They know Nos doesn't have his. There's the Dragon Strike splitting the team. Crowie's in a little bit of trouble, can't get the heals from across the wall. A Dragon Strike to buy them some more time. Just Hanzo's looking for picks, and well, Backbone's not a Hanzo, but he's almost finding picks. And the Blizzard from the high ground might just seal the deal if they're not careful.
Croy does have an Annihilation, so Backbone might be saving him for that one. As soon as Croy pops the Annihilation, drop the Blizzard on top of him.
Makes a lot of sense. Backbone with Nerves of Steel. There's the, well, no Annihilation, but they're going to stop Crowie in his tracks. I mean, they just take him straight off the map almost. That was a perfect isolation. They used the Blizzard so CJ and the rest of the gang cannot help Crowie. They do end up trading there, Scott, but still, the overwhelming presence of the London Spitfire can just step up.
Sound Barrier comes out here from the Valiant, just giving them a window to enter into the fight.
Oh my god, what an aggressive window, too. The Admiral, Baptiste, is going a little bit crazy right now. His aim is so clean, actually. Backbone does end up falling to CJ, but Hardy is still in there, and he's still fighting. Double kill for Landon almost. Hardy's in the back line, almost touching the spawn doors for a second time this series. If Landon survives, this will be just insane, but no, Liar's got the aim, and he's got the Lucio speed to take him out. They're just buying time for themselves. 127 meters to 1.6.
Yeah, the London Spitfire, as much as they'd love to finish this map out, I think they're just holding the Valiant, keeping them there. Fortunately for Croy, he didn't use that Annihilation when he did get split by the Blizzard and pinned by Hardy, so able to hold on to that one, so that could be a window to them finally finding some meterage.
Still got forward spawn, Scott. They didn't let it touch that middle. Whoa! Oh my god, how is that not reset by now? Oh, there it is. All right. No more forward spawns for the London Spitfire. They got a shadow though, and I think that's got Crowie's name written all over it. There it is. There's the Annihilation. How about that one, son? He does get lamped, but Huddy still hits the fire strike. Cross map kills Nos. Annihilation's good for a lot of damage, but Crowley permanently on the back foot here, holding S the entire time. Because Landon on the other side of the point there, Scott was using the window. Crowley couldn't get anything done. There's no follow-up for the Valiants. Seeker can't get much presence either on the point. Nos has got Blizzard, but once again, London Spitfire off just the back of 2 ultimates, able to regain control of this bot.
Nos was an incidental casualty of that Earth Shatter from Hardy. Puts him on his back, follows up with the Fire Strike, and then they didn't have the Blizzard to close out the fight. Fire going exceptionally aggressively.
Fire going super low. There's the window from CJ.
And he goes
but
down.
No, he goes down, yeah. He's just chased out of the whole thing. Blizzard's going to isolate Crowley yet again. I mean, Hardy was pretty low. 2 of those grenades were thrown towards him by Landon, healing him full up to HP again, and Blizzard. There's only 1 person trapped, and I think he's Backbone. He just pops the block.
Oh, Hardy's
available for Admiral, amps it up, 4% away, but Hardy goes down before he even gets the sound barrier available. But again, it's all about stalling. Sparker, Backbone still find kills, but with Crowley back, it's going to be a tough fight for the London Spitfire.
I want to see Admiral drop the sound barrier just as a style
Just do it. You've killed Seeker, just throw it in. Crowley's low. CJ's one-shot pretty much. He ends up backing up, 30 HP, picks up the mini, goes up to 100. All right, not quite that Chad. Chaddy's not around. Tell a lie, he's back.
He's back, and they still have this sound barrier, so smart of Admiral. I would have popped it for good memes, but they're going to go in with this advantage now. Seeker has the overclock. Maybe Admiral just wait for that one to be popped and then go aggressively as soon as Seeker rips it. Oh, never mind, he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah. His head's got an arrow through it now.
And as you said, Jack, London Spitfire, they're more than happy to take a slow fight.
What the?
So aggressive.
What is this? What is happening right now?
Okay, a little bit of trolling.
Well, we do a little trolling here. We do a little trolling in the Overwatch League. Well, there's the window. Lamp 2, LA Valiant. Control of the bots. And Seeker from the high ground. I mean, they got 13 seconds to go, Scott. They may be in control, but this game is looking insurmountable. I mean, 128 meters. They almost full cap.
And London Spitfire, they're just so confident in themselves. Even if you ask them, they're probably getting a little silly. They agree with it, but they should be able to win this. Last time Croy had this annihilation, Hardy just drops the Earth Shatter again.
Look at Seeker's positioning.
You got to go for something different, go for something special, give yourself an advantage.
Hardy's got a hammer and he's got a shatter. There's the sound barrier from Ilios super early. Okay, Hardy pulls back. Doesn't want to lay it down just yet. Wait for that overhelp to disappear first. Seeker found the kills. All right, there's the picks that they wanted. Didn't cost them too much. Only the annihilation and the sound barrier, which is quite a lot.
That is quite a lot.
That is quite a lot.
I didn't want to counter you on that one, but those are 2 big ultimates that the Valiant won't have anymore. Nos Blizzard is really going to be the thing that's going to have to get them over the line. Valiant smartly stepping up, trying to play aggressively in the same way that the Spitfire did. Don't allow the Spitfire to step up, use their own Blizzard, use their own Shatter. Make them uncomfortable.
Make them uncomfortable. Ain't that the truth? I mean, they've both been trying to do that in match chat this entire time, and Addy can just donk on their heads right now. Look at this. Straight down to the low ground. Oh, good luck pushing the bot now. Although he has got too much shield, so maybe doesn't want to hang around for too long. God, this rotation is just crazy. Charges through the Blizzard. Is going to get out of it. Seeker's already dead. Hardy in the back line. Yeah, Nos, you've got to be careful. There's the Shatter. There's the kills. The Valiant are done. The London Spitfire. No one really does it better. Stick to dive, Backbone says. A 3-1 victory over the LA Valiant. We knew it was going to be a good one as soon as we saw it on the cards for the day. A nice victory for London, and you know, Valiant don't get their second win, but they made it interesting, they made it fun. But London's rush with the Rhine, with the Sim, with the May, even with the Hanzo, right? It's just so hard to play around when it's so unconventional right now.
It's such a weird resurgence here from the London Spitfire, because when we saw them make changes in the mid-season break, we were like, oh, they're not really making upgrades. It feels like they're taking a step back to what they once were. None of us realized that would be an actual upgrade because they go back to what they once were. Right. Chardy on that Reinhardt playing aggressively, the rest of the team really helping him do what he does best, and the Valiant just not able to withstand it.
I mean, they just play their own game, man. They play their own game. It's really scary when you face them in the servers because you know they're going to do one thing and it's like, okay, so we know what they're going to play, but how do we actually get around it? And the LA Valiant, unfortunately, weren't able to get around them today. Not around that large hammer anyway from Huddy. Let's have a look at the player of the match, though, for this one. It's going to be Sparker, in fact.
Yeah, and this is likely because of not only this sim play, which was sick, like the timing of that and how quickly it all happened, but Sparker, he's kind of this unsung hero, which is kind of funny because he's a DPS player that he doesn't really do much to aid the Brawl comp, but he's just pumping out so much damage. Like, how many times did he get an opening pick onto Seeker, find value in just taking someone out? Yeah, exactly.
That last fight, and this first one too, where he also picked off Seeker at the very start of the round. Like, this is a consistent factor that you need in these teams, and yes, he wasn't aiding them in the brawl, in the rush, right, with the Ryan, like you said, because he's not on the sim here, but just his Hanzo play in general is just so clean. And the London Spitfire, yeah, they're a little bit unorthodox at times, but honestly, that's really why people love them, because they play this crazy, like, we're just going to run with you at Ryan. Like, that's it. We know we're really good at it, and we're just going to dismantle you.
And we're just going to die on this hill. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing, you know, and I don't want to, you know, break the illusion for a lot of Spitfire fans, but it won't always work. But you need to relish in these moments that it does. You know, they've had a 2-0 weekend where they look really strong against teams that a lot of people were betting against them. So if you're the Spitfire, this is a massive resurgence to where you were this season.
Yeah, and we're closer to playoffs every single day passes, right? So it's worth keeping in mind that, hey, the London Spitfire, they pick up a 2-0 weekend. Maybe next week they pick up another dub, maybe a couple of losses later down the line too, but still in good stead. That middle of the pack portion of the table right now is so competitive, and the London Spitfire, yeah, again, making a name for themselves. London, they take the game today. We're going to jump to a quick break though. Don't go anywhere. We've got 2 more games coming up next. You don't want to miss them. See you in a bit. Buddy.
Up,
I'm
up,
out
up.
of it. I'm out of it.
I'm out, I'm out, I'm out.
I'm out of it.
I'm slowly
I'm
further.
dead. I'm so
Nice.
Walk up,
I
Nick.
look shatter.
Full pocket, yeah.
Big shatter, big
I'm
shatter,
out,
big
I'm
shatter, big shatter.
Melo.
Nice
Main,
shot,
just
bro.
move. Up, up.
Nice, guys.
Oh. It had to be done.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah.
The excitement, emotions running high for the London Spitfire. Taking another dub. We all knew it. 50% in chat failed, so there's that. And Costa was wrong, which is the most important thing of all. But let's talk about how they got it done. London Spitfire once again heavily relying on their bread and butter, which of course are those rank comps.
Relying on the Rhine compositions, but you know, as I said, I think if Valiant wanted to win the series, they needed to kick it off on Ilios, but they pulled out the Junkrat Jake with the Pharah. Nice TPs here from Sparker, of course, attacking the backline, but like, yeah, it was actually a really interesting map because London Spitfire, they also won one round playing Winston, for example, so they showed some versatile looks, but overall, the map pool was just so difficult. You're going over to Eichenwalde, for example, where Reinhardt and Symmetra is really strong and you can navigate point B really well. Playing Reinhardt on this map is really just a treat, so it was funny seeing Hadi just having the time of his life. It felt like an uphill battle for Valiant throughout the entire series, really.
It's the lore advantage for Reinhardt.
The lore advantage.
Classic.
Lore buff. Homeland. Just 50% more damage.
Inspired.
I like that they did play dive on Dorado.
You did?
I mean, I do think that they showed signs of life. I mean, they almost hit the counter full hold here. Like a couple fights go differently. I think they could have made the hold. Kills like this ended up being really pivotal. This is a fight that I think London could have won had the pulse not come in. So I think on Dorado, I mean, Dorado is like even crazier than Gibraltar, I think, for playing a full rush comp. Like it's going to be really awkward to do. And
they might not play dive there anymore, Jake. They got full held against
honestly,
Valiant.
I mean, I want to see them play rush just because, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do on that map playing Rhine Sim, but you know, maybe that is the future for London, is just bringing it out everywhere nonstop.
Hadi said he could make it work.
But I think you do add in a variable where, like, for instance, on Ilios well, right? Like, Valiant rolled out on a counter rush comp. They're playing like Mercy, Echo, Ashe, and then they went back to spawn to swap when London was just playing Sombra, Tracer, Dive. And then that gives London a huge edge on that map. Like, they start with the map in control, they get up to a big lead, and they almost lost that, but they did win it in the end. So I think it shows that you still have to keep your opponents guessing a little bit, right? If London is like 100% one-tricking, everyone is going to start rolling out with like some weird hyper counter to you, and the game could get awkward. I think Valiant just made a misread like that Junkrat. This is not the right hero.
No, I say just go full Rhine Rush every single map.
Hey, you win some, you lose some, probably lose a lot eventually, but you're gonna, you know, do it until it doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But of course, the most integral part of that Rhine Rush comp has to be Hadi on that Reinhardt, and we talked about Shadi so much last season, and here he is again, Johnny.
7.1 final blows per 10 minutes, 2.3 or so the kills. I'm curious what like the charge kills and those numbers are on this stat card, because like Hadi, he's so good at utilizing the charge against these dive compositions to not try to like pin people, to like kill people offensively, but to like navigate around the maps. And we saw that on Colosseo many times where Hadi will sometimes use charge as a movement ability to really, you know, boost his position and get into the back line or turn corners around. And I think that is a really instrumental part of this. Like, you utilize the charge in a very dynamic way, whereas, you know, traditional Rhino players in ranked, for example, like, you're just like going in. Where like, if you utilize the charge as a movement ability, like just like here, this was exactly what I had in mind. Amazing, perfect highlight. But Hadi is so good at this, at like navigating around the map. What my opponents, what movement abilities are they using? Winston leaping, how can I capitalize on that? Speed boost, all these kinds of stuff. So Hadi just has like a great Reinhardt brain when it comes to like how to navigate around what the dive team is doing and how to play defensively when they're diving in, how to peel for your backline. I mean, charging back to your backline, but also how to like go offensively without full committing and like going way too deep.
He does have a preternatural ability to like pin flankers that like shouldn't ever get pinned by Ride. I mean, he's pretty impressive at like the read of the game to anticipate what they want to do. punish it on a moment where I think as most players, like, you just don't expect the Rein to go for those. But Hadi, he's tricky, because if you mess that up, you just die. You lose the fight. Like, you know, it's a high risk ability.
And he does sometimes.
Hey, but I mean, we don't call him chatty for nothing.
You got to take
right.
risks.
Yeah, you got to take a lot of risks, and your team needs to, you know,
Back you
follow
up,
suit
yeah.
and back you up. And he has that trust of the team. We talked about that with London yesterday. He said, like, you know, I just have full trust. And we have one more teammate of Hadi joining us now for a quick chat about their victory, and it is no other than Backbone. So first of all, of course, congratulations on yet another dub, and most importantly, a happy birthday from all of us, a belated one.
Thank you.
Let's go. I mean, hey, yeah, happy belated. Did you do anything fun on your birthday? I mean,
Winning.
winning?
Played
Other than
Ryan.
winning?
You know, it's just played
No?
Ryan. That's all we did.
Nice.
Right. I wanted to ask you, you know, because today's your opponent, LA Valiant, was another team that likes to use a rush comp, right? Of course, it's not Ryan, but they like to use a Ram rush. Do you feel like, as the OG rush kings, you sort of asserted your dominance today against Valiant?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, the Ram rush is just dishonest rush anyway. You're playing that, you don't deserve to win against Ryan. Like, it's just dishonest man's rush. You just gotta.
Ryan is the integrity.
Pick up the Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan is
right.
real man's rush.
Real men's rush. There
no
you have
bias,
it.
no bias. Well, I wanted to ask a little about
None at all.
your play on the Mei. I feel like you've been a key asset to the team, as you know. I mean, like, a lot of Meis in the Overwatch League playing at a high level, they know the team play aspect of, like, okay, we're gonna wall and like run at them. But I see you finding like a lot more value than most players do on the Mei in like your picks and sort of Mei as a sniper, you know, shooting out of that rush bunker. And so I'm just wondering how you prioritize what you want to do. Like, how often are you looking for those walls, the team play rush, versus like your own value finding picks? Is it just fully natural to you, or is there something you're looking for to punish?
I mean, it's mostly natural. There's some cases where there'll be like a set thing that I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But I mean, I used to OTP Hanzo for like a year or two straight, and Mei is basically just Hanzo. So anything like just shooting people is just autopilot, and like I just play the game. You know, I call what we got to do. Like any kills and picks I get are usually just autopilot.
All right.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot.
Yeah. I want to talk about the decision that led to, you know, going and playing more Reinhardt these days for you guys as well. So you did play actually quite a bit of Winston, you know, in the first few matches this stage, and you've been trying, especially in the spring stage as well, to play more Winston, but it felt like something just like you just couldn't get there with the Winston composition. So what did the conversations internally look like that led to the decision for playing Reinhardt? I mean, oh wow, we all are laughing. But I'm curious, like, what were some of the things you weren't able to accomplish with the dive composition that ultimately led to you just pursuing the Reinhardt compositions?
So there was one really big thing with dive that we couldn't accomplish that made us swap, and it's called winning.
That's a good one.
So you know, it was kind of. You look at the score, you're 2-8, you're pretty good at Ryan, you're not that good at dive. Why not just go Ryan? Like, if you can't win on dive, why force it?
So what was it with the dive composition then that like you weren't able to keep up with? I'm just curious if there was anything, you know, teamwork, or was there anything that you kind of felt like you were lagging behind, and then you were like, well, we might have a better chance with Ryan here.
And if you want to like throw a teammate under the bus, like, it stays between
Feel
us.
free.
Don't worry about it. They'll never know.
Private conversation.
They'll never know. Yeah.
I know. I think across the board we all just kind of suck, and I think when no, that's too harsh. But it's not our comfort. It's not what any of us have played a lot of. So it's a lot easier to like compound mistakes and get to a point where no one even wants to play it. No one's having fun. Everyone just wants to stop playing. Like no one wants to keep playing when all you're doing is losing like 6 hours a day, and no one's on anything they find fun or comfortable, compared to Ryan, where it's like it's heroes that all of us have played for like so long now. Like, and even on like the worst day of Ryan, everyone's still just having fun, because I mean, it's just a lot easier to have fun on when you're playing heroes that you're good at.
Yeah. 2-0 was pretty fun. 2-0.
Yeah,
you had
winning is fun, turns out, and it's a lot of fun to watch as well. Same, man, same. Well, and we hope to see a lot more of that. So Backbone, thank you so much for chatting with us, and best of luck in your next game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Backbone.
There we go, backbone from the London Spitfire. No better time than right now to grab your London Spitfire team jersey. They are on the upswing, and we have up to 20% off right now in our shop. So head on over to shop.overwatchleague.com and grab your newly revamped team jerseys right now and get yourself ready for the grand finals in Toronto. You know, repping your team or all the teams. That's a look as well. Little patchwork. I'm not telling you to cut them up. I'm sure there's like a sacrilege about that.
It's a crime.
Is it?
Is it? Against laws. We're making up laws. That's our new vibe.
That's right. We started this morning, so might as well follow through. Well, now we did play charades earlier, speaking of laws and rules. And we did ask the chat to judge who performed better because yes, there was an actual score.
You just had to do
but,
this.
Of course I had to. Because...
It's a respectable 45.
Thank you.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand.
Yeah, thank you guys for being honest. I just want to say.
Because we're going up against Jake in a fan vote, and literally he could have been the most garbage player. People would still vote for him.
True.
They would still vote for him. So winning against him in a fan vote.
You guys did better. You guys deserved it. You guys had a great performance up there.
No, we crushed you.
Yeah,
like we
wonderful.
wore you like a star.
It was wonderful.
Like,
I hate this. I hate the way he's saying it.
It doesn't even feel like winning.
It's like, oh.
I'm happy for you. I'm
So
happy for you
slappable.
guys.
So slappable. Unbelievable. Well. Moving on from this glorious victory, which now really doesn't feel like one. Thank you, Jake. Let's take a look at our schedule once again to see what's coming up next. Atlanta Reign are angry. They got their first loss of the season, and they're going to come back for vengeance. Toronto Defiant, unfortunately, will be on the receiving end of that. Or maybe they're surprised at all. Maybe Atlanta Reign will crumble. Maybe that was just too much for them to take. Because we haven't experienced those players taking a loss. Right?
They boomed 10-1.
That might happen. Maybe the whole team they have a mental boom right now, and that's why they lost yesterday. But it's highly unlikely, right?
I gotta set it up somehow. You know, like stakes are high.